Hello everyone, my name is Dee. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome back if you have been here before. Today I am going to try something a little bit new. I'm going to try to make shorter videos that just give you hopefully the information that you need on whatever the subject is about. So for this reading, we're going to take a very quick look into what is going on in your connection, what it is that you need to know about your connection right now. I am going to try to run through the information that comes through during the reading in a timely manner. So with that said, for pile 1, we have green aventurine. For pile 2, we have yellow mookaite. And for pile 3, we have rose quartz. Hello there, my green aventurine pile. Let's get a couple of cards out here to see what is going on in your connection. Okay, what it is that you need to know about your connection, what's going on in it. So my pile 1s, my green aventurines, let's see. Okay, we start out with the Ace of Swords, love to see it. The Ten of Pentacles. And let's get one last card out here. And we have got the Star. So what I really like about this is the Ace of Swords is a card that's going to bring up clarity and communication. That would be a strong indication that you and your person have pretty good communication skills. The two of you communicate very well together. And not only that, but perhaps the best part of it is the fact that you and your person are very clear about what it is that you want from this connection, perhaps both now and into the future. The Ten of Pentacles is a card of family, legacy, and commitment. It's also a card of what it is that we value most within a relationship. And then we have the Star. The Star is an indication of hope. It's an indication of positivity. And in a romantic sense, it's usually going to indicate that the connection or the commitment level are deepening between us and our person. So I feel like what's going on in this connection is we've either just had some very important conversations about the future of our relationship, or we are very shortly into the near future, even perhaps with the Ace of Swords starting us out over the course of the next week or two, are going to have very important conversations about the future with our partner or with this person who we are in connection with. It does seem as though this person's being pretty clear about what it is that they want, and what it is that they want is a future between the both of you. It seems as though this person wants to settle down. It seems as though you and this person value one another and have similar values and life goals that are really helping for the two of you to be even more connected to one another. It also seems as though there's, just a lot of compatibility in general. The two of you can see a life together, are hopeful about a future together, and it seems as though, like I said, as far as what is going on here, it seems as though there's going to be, or there just recently has been, very important conversations regarding where this connection is going. I feel like your person is, or has been, very clear and concise. They're very open and honest based on that Ace of Swords. It seems as though you reciprocate that honesty and that openness that they have. And it seems like, for newer connections, we are getting in a relationship with one another. For those of us that have been in a relationship for a hot minute, we're talking about, engagement, moving in, getting married, starting a family, etc., and so on. All in all, it does seem as though there's a lot of positive things happening in regard to what's coming next for this connection. I really, really hope that makes sense. Thank you so, so much, my pile 1s, and I hope that everybody has a wonderful weekend. Hello, my pile 2s. Let's take a quick look at what it is that you need to know right now and what it is that's going on in your connection with your person. Okay, my yellow mookaite pile, let's take a look. We start out with the Eight of Wands. We start out with the Knight of Wands, or in the middle we got that Knight of Wands. And then we have the Three of Swords. So for me, this could be a very quick moving connection that unfortunately could end, or may have already recently ended in some sort of heartbreak due to that Three of Swords. Starting out with the Eight of Wands, a lot of times there's a lot of chemistry, there's a lot of energy for one another. there's a lot happening. Like it's very exciting, but it's also very quick moving. Knight of Wands is another very quick moving card. Knight of Wands has an impulse control issue. Knight of Wands at times is hot-headed. Knight of Wands is, or it could be somebody who is a player, or a, somebody that, let's say, is more so looking for a quick hit it and quit it, or a quick one night stand type of deal. I feel like that Eight of Wands, Knight of Wands make it very confusing though, because the energy's high, the effort at times that this person puts in is very high, and the chemistry between us and, hopefully the sex as well is very good, very passionate, etc., and so on. But seeing the Three of Swords there isn't really a good sign, perhaps, when it comes to the longevity of this relationship or of this connection. It really indicates that, like, yes, there's high passion, high chemistry, lots of attraction that we have toward one another. But one thing in particular that's highly concerning is the Eight of Wands and the Knight of Wands have a tendency to rush things or to rush into something. So that's where that Three of Swords at the end for some of us could mean something different. Like, of course, this could very much mean we have a one-night stand with this person, or we meet this person, we do finally, let's say, sleep with them, and then they, ghost us, get distant, etc., and so on. That sort of shenanigans. The other thing, though, is this could also be someone that maybe kind of, let's say, is rushing us into a relationship with them, but we don't have all the information that we need about them yet. So it could be, all in all, it's not exactly, I guess, let's say, a positive situation that's happening here. And at the end of the day, it could result in us or our feelings getting hurt by this person. But I feel like those are two different things to be mindful of. Like, if we're talking to somebody new, it could just be all about it could just be, this is somebody that we're meant to have a fun time with. This is not somebody that's meant to be in our life for a long time. And yes, of course, that might hurt, especially if the chemistry and the attraction is so strong. What I find perhaps a little bit more concerning is that we could also be feeling like we're getting rushed into something highly concerning. We could also be feeling like we're getting rushed into a literal relationship with somebody that we barely even know yet. So this is where it's kind of like, if things are moving very quickly between you and this person, but you're having this horrible sinking feeling in your gut, like something's not right here, trust your gut feeling and move on and move away from this person. I'm sorry for the disappointing news, my pile twos, my yellow Mookite pile, but I hope that this made sense and acted as some type of clarity or confirmation for those of us who needed to hear the message. Thank you so, so much, and I hope that everybody has a wonderful weekend. Hello there, my pile threes, my green aventurine pile. Let's take a look at what's going on in your connection and what it is that you need to know about your connection, my pile threes. Okay, let's pull a couple of cards and get some quick messages out here. Okay, we have got the Three of Coins. We have got the Judgment card. And one last card, we have got the Seven of Pentacles. So I feel like what this is saying is, starting out with the Three of Pentacles, especially as like what's going on within this relationship or what's going on within this connection. Three of Pentacles to me is a card of collaboration and teamwork. So to me, it's kind of like we're working together toward a common goal. The Judgment card is a card of making decisions, being realistic and being objective. And the Seven of Pentacles is a card of perhaps like planting seeds and watching them grow. It's also a card of basically like, we can see that there's potential here. And I feel like regardless of what stage it is that you're at with your person, we're finding that we work or mesh very well together. We're finding that we're very capable of, I guess let's say collaborating, but compromising. Like, we're really good at compromising with one another. And we also have, like, let's say a realistic or objective viewpoint over what's going on here. You know, like, we're both perhaps at times with that judgment card, we're very real with one another. We're able to have honest conversations with one another. And we're able to come to decisions together. Whether that's for a newer connection and we're figuring out, you know, what it is that we want to do on our second date. Or whether that's for, you know, someone who is in a very serious relationship with their person. You know, like, we're really taking the time to come together and to figure out what it is or how it is that we're going to get from where we are right now to wherever it is that we want to be. And even for some of those newer connections, we might be having conversations that are really helping us to decide what the potential is for a future together. I hope that that makes sense, because that's really important too. Like, we could be, you know, seeing someone, dating them, you know, for a couple weeks or talking to them. And it's like right now we are perhaps in this stage, as are they, where we're getting to know one another. And we're just figuring out, like, is this someone that I see a potential future with? And I feel like what's bringing the two of you closer together and what's allowing for the relationship to continue to grow and develop is that both of you can see that there's a lot adding up. That's what each one of you wants, needs, and desires from a romantic connection. So for me right now, it just seems as though for some of us, we're figuring out if we want to be with this person or if we want to continue to like, let's say, see this person. And that's especially obviously for people that are just beginning to date, people that are, you know, and even in the talking phase, people that are getting to know someone that they're, you know, in a newer connection with. And for those of us that are in more serious connections or commitments at this point in time, we're making some, I would say, major decisions, and we're working together in order to come to those major decisions. And, like, to be honest too, like, what this is kind of reminding me of, so I don't know if this will be confirmation for someone, but it's like, for those of us in more serious relationships, it's kind of like we are perhaps picking and choosing, like, furniture together. Like, we're like, I don't know why, but the Three of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles are just kind of bringing up, like, we are making decisions, like, where it is that we want to settle down. Maybe we're buying a home together. But that message, like, of planting seeds and watching them grow, it's like maybe we're starting a family together and there's some serious decisions that need to be made. But it has, like, a very, like, we're picking out furniture together. We're looking at paint swatches to see what we want to paint our room or what we want to paint the nursery. So for those of us in a more serious relationship, it just really feels like there's some major decisions that we're making compromises on and that we're coming together for in order to make together. And for those of us in, I'm not going to say a less serious connection, but for those of us in a newer connection is probably the better way to say it. We're getting to know one another. We're figuring the other person out. And we're seeing that there is potential. Like, we're at this phase right now, or at the stage in the relationship, or the connection rather, where we're trying to see if we work well together. And the more that the two of you are, you know, trying to determine if you do work well together, the more that the both of you are going to find that you do indeed work very well together. I really hope that this made sense. Thank you so much, my pile threes, and I hope that everybody has a wonderful day.